Situation would be different if we had a 3% interest rate, because the high interest rates are what's pricing people out, not the actual price. If you bought a $400,000 home at a 3% interest rate, your total payment out the door would be $2,450. That same $400,000 house at an 8% interest rate would bump your payment up to $3,700, which prices out so many Americans. But let's say there was a crash and this $400,000 house went down to $320,000, but the interest rate stayed 8%. It would be $2,900 out the door. So a $400,000 house at 3% is actually cheaper than a $320,000 home at 8%. But if you want to take this one step further, this is where it gets like, ugh. That $400,000 home at 3% over the course of 30 years, the total cost would be $588,000. The house today at $400,000 for 8% would be $1 million. And this $320,000 home at an 8% interest rate would end up costing $826,000.
Okay, this isn't the reel I hope to find, but it's the only one I could come across that's like at least a little bit relevant to what I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about as far as this housing market thing goes, I am getting sick and tired of hearing so many people bitch about the cost of housing today, and they're not to 100%. But to a great degree, people are full of shit about the housing market today. Again, now I'm not saying, I repeat, I am not saying that there is no problem or anything to complain about. Not at all. But I think that when you have these collective arguments, like, for one, housing is too expensive, but then when you tell people, okay, and I'm going to show you some houses in a minute, how about these, smaller houses that are under $200,000? People act like, they act bougie about it. It's like, you are literally complaining about housing. So how about your bougie ass get these smaller, cheaper houses? Like, when they say what boomers and generation like X or whoever the fuck were able to get, they weren't mini mansions all the time. They weren't like these big houses that apparently we aspire to get. They weren't buying those houses. Go and look at a lot of these older houses that people have. It was a lot of crammed houses onto one block, and that was it. That was the neighborhood. That was the house you got. It wasn't no big important that shit. I'm gonna go to Zillow and show you what people could do if they weren't so fucking bougie. So, these are some that I saved over the course of like however long, because I was hoping that I would. I'm so late on making a lot of these videos, but luckily I did, because now I have a list. So this one is 90,000, right? It's 800 square feet. Not the shit he said. It's half the square feet he said it's his house. But you know what? It still got 3 bedrooms. I don't know how much space you fucking need, but I think 3 bedrooms is enough. Unless you plan on having 8 kids, which people say they can't afford. So why would you need more than 3 bedrooms? And it's for 90 grand. And I was looking at some of the inside pictures. Seems well put together to me. Seems very well put. Now, it's a bungalow. My house is a bungalow. I fucking hate bungalows. But again, if you don't have $500K or the $3,000 a month it costs to get those houses, you might want to swallow your pride and deal with what you got. Like, could I go and mortgage another house? Sure, but that would be fucking stupid. So I just take what I got. It's a little ass house and you just deal with it. And this is Inkster, Michigan. It's a decent enough city where you can have your kids, raise your kids, and you'll be fine. Now let's go look at the probable monthly payment. Somewhere down here. Estimated monthly cost $500. Find it. So if y'all don't want to make something like this work, shut the fuck up. Again, I'm not saying there's nothing to complain about, but if you will see something like this and still toot your nose up, shut the fuck up. You don't want to make it work. That will be a classic example of just wanted shit handed to you. wanting the pretty situation just handed to you. If you ain't got the bread like that, swallow your pride, get this little ass house. Let's go to the next one. Look at that beauty. Look at it. Now that was a 2-bedroom. If you're the type, which is a lot of them, if you say you want to have one kid, or hell, maybe even two, maybe somebody takes like the other room or they bunk beds or whatever, I don't know. But at the very minimum, you can have one kid and live your life. 100K. Now I'm not going. We already got the idea. So there's the 90K was 500 a month. Now translate that to 105. What we looking at? 550. Just still affordable for somebody with a 9. Hell, you can have one income and pay for this shit. One. Maybe the wife works part-time. I don't. But you don't even have to stress about this. Hell, and if you want to be like really good about it, swallow your pride even more and like live with someone else, maybe roommates, or maybe your family for a year or two. Save up a good down payment. Your payment will go down even more. But nah, you're too good for that. People full of shit. 90 grand, 2 beds, 1 bath. 125, 2 beds, 1 bath. I think that is more location, while that one is 125. But then again, it's not pending like the rest of them, so 90 grand, 2 beds, 1 bath. Now that one, I'm pretty sure the inside of that one wasn't too well, which is why it was 80. No, actually, I remember. This is pending, so they took the pictures down, so I can't show you anything. But it was actually okay on the inside for 85 grand. You wouldn't have had to do much. 4 baths. 4 beds. What the fuck am I doing? What? I'm not gonna look over that. Let's do it. Let's look over 122. 2 beds, 2 baths. Looks well put together, fully remodeled. Again, what's to complain about? Does that look like you? Does this look like a listing of 500 grand? Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all pretend? When I say y'all know what I'm talking about. Why do y'all pretend that an easier life doesn't exist? Y'all are so full of shit. Look, 90 grand, three beds. 130, 3 beds. And that one's 1,200 square feet. You couldn't, so all these people that get on the internet all the time, we can't make this work. We can't afford a home. All these houses, like the most expensive one right there was 160. And look at that. That's your most expensive house right there. And you mean to tell me you just too damn bougie to go and get like just a regular ass house? Now I'm gonna go ahead and look up some like $100,000, like $500,000 houses to show you how ridiculous that people want to be. Now this is $374,900. 5 beds, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet. The house everybody needs to have. Look at that. Nice. It has a garage for your bougie ass car. Look at that. Just deck the fuck out. You mean to tell me this is what they mean when they say it's too unaffordable? Is that they need the bells and whistles. Calm down. Don't get me wrong. Just like you, I would look at that deck. I would love to have this fucking house. But you know what? If you don't want to pay $2,500 a month, just like old boy said, if you don't want to pay $2,500 a month, it ain't for you. It's not. Get that little small shit, that little cheap shit, and live your life. I'm sick of the complaining. The housing market is not as bad as people make it out to be. Your taste is. Be right, not positive. Even got a swing in the back. Man, damn. I'm hating my house more I look at it. Look at that drop. That's like a fucking public schools driveway. Look at that. Shit, I want it too. Be right. Not positive. This is the basement. That's the basement. Damn. I shouldn't have did this to myself. Look at that. That's nice. Boy. But yeah, be right. Not positive. I'm out.